Hey there. Today I'm going to give a Hedera update, and I think you're going to want to watch this to the end because I believe the implications of what we're going to discuss are much greater than just this one particular company. So first, let's talk about this. You're probably familiar with the Hedera Council. One of the members is Mondelez, assuming I'm pronouncing that correct. They're on the Hedera Council, and they also did a proof of concept with another company that has built on top of Hedera. That's what we're going to talk about, and then why I believe it's such a big deal, and then we'll check out the Hedera price. So if you look at this particular company, I think they joined the governing council early 2024. This is early November 2024. And this company has been around since 2012. And you'll say, okay, that's only 12 years, no big deal. Actually, it's a big deal. Here's why. You can see they reference other companies, John Cadbury, James Kraft. What Mondelez did is they're essentially a roll-up company. That's where you go out and you roll up a bunch of companies together with the idea being that you're much better as one large company together than you are individually. How big is it? Well, here are their brands. It's a food company. If I scroll through these, you can see a lot of these you're probably going to recognize. You can take a look at them yourself. There's many of them. You'll say, wow, okay, big deal. They're in 150 countries. They got a bunch of brands. They've been around for 12 years. They're on the NASDAQ. Here's their stock chart. And it kind of just goes up and to the right. My goodness. And that's from 16 to 74. But more importantly, they're a $92 billion capitalization company. Okay. So if they're doing $92 billion and they're selling chocolate and chips and crackers and things like Halls, that's impressive. They must be selling a lot of it. And those are all small unit items. These aren't cars that cost $40,000 and $50,000. These are things that cost a couple dollars. So I don't even know how many transactions they do in a day, but it must be just unbelievably huge. So I'm going to let this gentleman here talk. He's going to discuss the fact that they're on the Hedera Council and also why and what they're doing with Hedera. And then I'll discuss it a little more and tell you why I think this is such a huge deal.
I joined Mondelez about 13 months ago. I'm leading the global COE of digital strategy and blockchain. The goal is really to drive the digital transformation of Mondelez. As I said, it's a large enterprise company, and digital transformation is one of the top agenda of our companies. So the background of joining the Hedera Governing Council is we had a POC and a pilot project running with a third-party technology partner called SKUX.
Here is the SKUX website that he's referring to, that he said they did a POC with, a proof of concept, and it walks you through how it works, and they are built on the Hedera network. So this is what he's talking about, and this SKUX product, there's actually a video of it on YouTube.
SKUX are running level 3 applications on top of Hedera DLTs. And through that POC and pilot project, we learn the infrastructure of DLT, Hedera DLTs. And we think, as I said, digital transformation is one of the top agenda for Mondelez. Hedera is one of the big plus for us in our journey into digital transformation. And that's the most important background while we joined the Governing Council. Just want to reference the use case we built until today. It's called digital coupons. Just give an example, give them a reference. Prior to the POC pilot, Mondelez is running a large paper-based coupons to our consumer. Basically, we're sending paper coupons on huge numbers to consumers on almost like daily basis, right? So we don't have a lot of insight how consumers redeem those paper coupons. We don't have details how which store they're redeeming, and as you know, paper-based coupons could be very hard to track in details. It takes 7 to 10 days average have individual consumer redeem those paper coupons. But digital coupon transforming the whole process entirely, right? We talk about 7 to 10 days in paper-based coupon into 20 seconds. And another benefit is we all of a sudden have an insight how the consumer utilize these coupons, which store they're buying it, what time they're buying it, and we even know eventually in the future what product they're buying it. We have a huge agenda, we have a huge roadmap in our digital transformation process, and we want to utilize the technology partnership with Hedera Governing Council and Hedera DLT platform.
All right, so now that you heard that, what's interesting is a lot of these companies that are on the Governing Council, and I think the Governing Council is huge for Hedera. You're going to hear people say, because this is November of 24, that transactions on the Hedera network seem to be down, and they are quite a bit. One of the other companies that was doing quite a bit of transactions, I don't know what's going on, but there's not as much at the moment. That doesn't concern me. Why? The Hedera Council is huge, and these aren't people that are there just for the heck of it. They care about the Hedera Hashgraph network. And if you think about it, someone like Mondelez that's worth $92 billion, they don't just jump in and start something. This gentleman talked about a proof of concept with this other company that built on top of Hedera, SKUX. SKUX itself is going to have many, many customers, not just Mondelez. So you've got two things we're talking about now. SKUX at a SKU level will do, once it starts to really ramp up, unbelievable amount of transactions, because just one customer like Mondelez must be really substantial if they're doing $90-some billion a year and they're building on top of Hedera. Why do I think that's a big deal? Well, one, they're not just on the Governing Council. This is what I would say is proof that most of these companies here have a desire to utilize Hedera in one way or another, or they wouldn't be on that council. And more importantly, there are sales cycles. If you've ever been in a software company or whatever type of company it may be, there's always going to be a sales team, there's always going to be sales, and they'll always discuss their sales cycle. Well, a sales cycle is very different depending upon what you're selling. And sometimes when it comes to something like a software solution that is going to be pretty integral to a company's operations, that sales cycle, we're not talking about a week or a month. It could be months. It could be 6 months. Not only do you have to get to the right person and see if they have a need and have your salesperson talk to their organization and get the right person, oftentimes you have to bring in what they call more like a technical lead, someone who can speak well with and articulate what the solution does, but they have a technical background. So they might do a proof of concept and mock up, this is how your company would use our solution, and they might give a demo. They'll put in a lot of time. They'll put in a lot of money. It doesn't happen overnight. And I believe in the reason I own Hedera, and I always have to say, big dumb animal, don't do what I do, but I do own Hedera, and I'm telling you that at the time of this video, and I own a substantial amount. It's a large portion of my portfolio, because I believe that while this may be a slow trajectory, I believe at some point it will just catapult once a lot of these companies start using the network. And remember, Hedera is a hash graph. It is very different, not very different, but different from a blockchain. And the way they've organized it, I think, is going to make Hedera blow up. It is still, at the moment, only, 0.046 cents. You can see here, I have a lot of lines on here. This is a daily chart. And wow, the one line I've had there sitting for a while, it's just touching it. Not that that really matters. Orange and blue here this is a daily chart, are the 200 and the 100 day. Usually when they cross good things, when they cross, buy, sell type signals. I believe they're out of their downward channel here, and they're sort of doing some sideways consolidation. And it looks like, in my opinion, when the altcoins move, I believe Hedera is going to move substantially. If we go back in time, I'm looking for a 10 to 20x for Hedera. Anyway, I wanted to point that out because I thought this was great for many reasons, not just Mondelez, but also SKUX, and the fact that I think you can better understand what the intentions are of a lot of these people that are on the Hedera Council. Have a great day. As I always say, I hope we can make generational wealth together with crypto. Thanks for watching.